Hey everybody, welcome to Too Much Information Live with Moondog. And if I sound not like Moondog, it's because I came back with the shot so sick or thereabouts. Actually, my wife caught something on the flight back when we were flying back, um, and then I caught something from her a few days ago. So that's the reason why I'm sounding the way I am. I was taking some cough lozenges, so if you hear me chewing on something, that's what it is. But overall, everybody seems to be doing okay from the rest of my crew, but you'll get a chance to see them a little later in the program when we talk about Shot Show. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you actually like this voice better. Maybe I could do a little audio tweak onto my voiceovers, but I definitely sound a little more voice-overy sounding. So I don't know if that means anything. A lot of folks I heard did get sick during Shot Show or thereafter. We certainly got something while waiting either in the security line at Harry Reid Airport or during the flight back because while I was exhausted and for all reasons I should have been sick during Shot Show, I didn't feel bad until we got back, or at least I didn't feel as bad until we got back. All right, so let's get started. But before we do, I just wanted to plug our episode sponsor, Aura. For those of you who don't know, Aura is an online cybersecurity company that provides security for you while you're online, hence the description. They provide a whole range of services for a very reasonable monthly fee. Notably, they're about as expensive as getting a VPN, which you've probably all heard about, but a virtual private network, which protects you when you're on public Wi-Fi and hides your identity from prying eyes, as well as gives you access to a lot of regionally segregated content. That if you wanted to watch British television and you're in the US, you can't watch that, and vice versa, for example, or Japanese or other countries. But having a VPN allows you to select which country you want it to look like you're logging in from. The other thing is they also provide $1 million in identity theft insurance. They provide spam blockers, fraud alerts, and here's the biggest benefit for everybody out there is that they get you off of these damn data broker lists, and those are the lists your information is being bought and sold right now by dozens, probably hundreds of different companies online. They're called data brokers. They buy and sell huge lists of everybody's email addresses, ad physical addresses, mailing addresses, names, even your date of birth. All these records that are publicly available can be bought and sold to questionable marketing companies who send you spam, or political organizations, or who knows whom. But they're buying and selling our information. We can get our information taken off from these companies using, but you have to actually log into these companies and make a formal request, or make it so much easier is if you use Aura, they'll get you off of these lists just by filling out your information and hitting that button, and they will start the process of contacting all these companies and getting you off of their list. When I used Aura, they got me off of over 30 lists, and my spam went like by a tenth of what it was before I started using Aura. So I personally can recommend them. And if you use my link, aura.com/moondog, you can try them out for free, absolutely free. Just use that link. And you're helping to support this channel by using that link, because this channel gets a little credit, a little commission for everybody who tries them out. But you absolutely can try them out for free. So use that link, and it's a win-win. And let me know how it works for you, because I do want to know. If I ever hear anything negative about anybody who sponsors this channel, I want to know, because yeah, I will drop them. But and I also want to hear positive things about any of the sponsors of this channel. So that's good. That's the reason why I recommend Aura. Try them out. All right, folks. So as you know, every episode we try to give away something, and in this episode, in honor of SHOT Show, which I recently went to and which we're going to be talking a lot about in this episode, I brought back some swag from SHOT Show. And I brought back, in this case, Palmetto State Armory's special SHOT Show decal. Got a bunch of these, actually. So I've got 5. So in today's episode, we're going to give away 5 of these, so 5 different winners, potentially. All you have to do is type in hashtag and the special word for the day, or in this case, a special name for the day, the name of this brand that you're seeing on screen right now. That's their logo without the name, obviously, to identify them. But you got to figure out, what is this brand? And if you know, just type in the side chat, just type in hashtag and the name. But you do have to use the capitalized first letter. So I just want to let you know. So just type in hashtag the name, and you'll be automatically entered into the drawing. And I'm going to be drawing 5 different winners today. All right. And that's your first clue so everybody who tuned in early. And let me just give a call out here. We got Ian Connolly. We got Vadim. Michael Dunn, good to see you. We got Pick. We got Boom Country Hydrographics. We've got Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. We have Gizzard Gary. Gizzard. I was able to meet up with Gizzard Gary over at SHOT Show. That was great to see him, and I'm glad he's back. Abigail and Missouri Tactical. Hey, Motac, good to see you. All right, so everybody who puts their name in, I'm gonna send 5 winners out there. Oh, something different this episode, because these are relatively lightweight. I am not going to restrict this to the U.S. only. So everybody who's watching this show, this live stream from overseas, like my friends down under, or in Europe, or even Asia, if you want to win one of these, you can enter. In this case, I will mail out the winners these decals. Okay. So let's get into the new videos. The videos I posted last week. Actually, it's almost been 2 weeks now, because I wasn't able to do the live show last week because I was at SHOT Show. But one of the first videos that I posted from SHOT Show was of this new pistol from Kel-Tec. And I kind of talked about pistol because it's so weird. And I say weird because it is a top-loading pistol. It has an internal magazine, so it has no detachable magazine. You have to load it with a stripper clip, or in this case, not really a stripper clip, but more like a loading adapter. So you load 5.7 rounds, which are that special PDW round that was developed for that NATO competition back in, I think, the late 90s. Out of that came out the Heckler & Koch MP7 and the P90 from F&N. But as you know, so you can get that cartridge, which is a very fast, small cartridge, and 5.7 millimeter. But Kel-Tec is one of the few firearms companies that makes guns for the 5.7 cartridge. In fact, one of their pistols, you can even use the P90, those really unusual loading, 50 round. They were originally designed to be 50 round cartridges, but that very unusual magazines. And so this pistol I really wanted to try out at SHOT Show, and you'll get a first look at that from the video of my visit to the booth. So I posted that up last week while I was at SHOT Show. And also, I've posted up some videos from Palmetto State Armory, and as you know, they're a very innovative company, kind of mad scientists, much in the same way of they're like the airsoft of firearms, if that makes any sense. You know how in airsoft you can practically get a copy of any kind of firearm, but it's an airsoft. Well, in this case, Palmetto State Armory makes sort of replicas or knockoffs, or maybe that's a negative term, but they make guns that kind of look like other real guns that you can't get. In this case, this one is their new X9, which is a concept pistol, and it kind of looks like a cross between a TM7 or is it TP7 that came out a few years ago from Steyr, and a Mac 11. But they also came out with a pistol that was kind of like a Heckler & Koch MP7, and also in 5.7. So they've come out every last couple of SHOT Shows with concept rifles, and one of them were these sort of PDW pistols. And we got a first look at the X9 and the X5 and the newest iteration, the X57 or 5.7, that is going to be rolling out soon, because that was their prototype pistol from last year. And they have this contest on their website right now where you can vote on which of their concept or prototype concept pistols or rifles and firearms that they showed off at SHOT Show, which one you would like to see them produce. And just to prove that they actually will produce something, they came out with a more production or pre-production version of the X 5.7. Now, as Gizzard Gary says here, in some cases, PSA buys a pistol design from another manufacturer and rebrands them. This is true. Well, yeah, and the same could be said of like major brands like Smith and Wesson's pistols are actually a rebranded or licensed out Croatian design. So there you go. Of course, there are other companies out there that do the same thing, especially with a lot of Turkish rifles and pistols. So nothing necessarily wrong with that, except a lot of companies won't even go the route of making a pistol or a firearm look like another. In this case, with the X 5.7, civilians can't get the MP7, so there's no way the average shooter out there could get a hold of one. So they decided to um, remake one of their pistols into something that looked like it, because it is a cool looking PDW, the MP7. All right. And they've got, by the way, PSA had some really out there prototypes, which we'll see later in the episode, but some things that were really, even more surprising than this. One of the other things that they did show, also that I posted up, is they've made essentially a clone of a staccato, though for trademark and copyright reasons they can't call it that, but it's essentially that's what it is. So this is also a prototype. This is their Saber 11. It's a double stack 1911 9mm 2011, as Staccato calls it. And I didn't get a chance to shoot it, but just in handling it, very well put together. The slide just very smooth, and it looked really nice. So yeah, it's going to be, as they said, it's going to be one of their most expensive pistols that they sell, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot more affordable than a Staccato. So yeah, I would not feel any shame in buying one of these and taking it to the range, just because I want a double stack 1911. I think there's only a few companies out there that make them. For starters, Rock Island is another one that does. Unfortunately, I can't get any of them here unless I lucked out and bought it from a law enforcement officer. But yeah, California. All right. So on my in my Moondog reviews channel, I posted up a video that I also posted up on my 2A channel of a visit to Discovery Optics, and they were showing off a thermal. And in this case, it's a thermal scanner because it's not like a scope or monocular. It's a scanning device about the size and boxy shape of, say, an EOTech. Is I roughly about that, but it's made with a Picatinny rail QD adapter at the bottom, so you can attach it to any Picatinny rail. But it was really good resolution overall, and this was a prototype that they were showing off. But what was most remarkable to me, I'm sure everybody out there, was the price. They're just, well, maybe it's not so surprising, because Discovery is known for making really high quality optics for an almost unreasonably low price, I think. And the same will probably be the case with the thermals that they were showing off. So that's definitely worth a look, and I'm something that I'll keep my eye on, because I want to get a hold of some thermals for myself. And finally, we got on my Moondog Go channel, I actually posted or reposted this logo quiz, because the reason I posted it on that channel was because one of the ways you can enter the contest, and that is to give away. I'll talk about this again later. The prize for this month is going to be a bag of SHOT Show swag, which includes, among other things, an Aguila cap, T-shirts, decals, a bunch of stuff. So the winner is going to get a lot of the stuff that I hauled back with me from SHOT Show and managed to fit into my luggage. But all you have to do to enter is subscribe to my Moondog Go travel channel. So go to Moondog Go and subscribe. And if you already are, just send me that screenshot showing that you have, and you'll be entered into the contest. And a bit of that quiz is what we're using today for the giveaway, because as you can see there's the logo. So hint, hint, if you don't know what brand that logo belongs to, you could find the answer in the logo quiz video. All right. And I just want to share some of the videos that I filmed for my Moondog Go channel, because it was started it when I went to SHOT Show a few years ago, and I thought, oh, there's some footage that won't really make it into the my regular Moondog videos, but it would be kind of fun to include in in a travel video, perhaps. So I wanted to share some of the experiences of being at Industry Range Day. And here's a photo of me just getting into uh, to the long range line over at the range day with my wife, uh, call sign Vendetta, over there. But here's a little video of the line to get into Industry Range Day in the morning. Until, yeah. But that is the line to get into the morning. And yeah, it went back quite a bit. To their credit, they got us in pretty quickly, despite that long line. And it was kind of miserable being out there. I mean, it was great shooting the guns. And here you can see a little video of Vendetta shooting.
All right, shooting ready.
This is her first time shooting over a kilometer.
Just right. Good job. Get a little more practice in there, you'll be good to go.
So she was shooting the Barrett M. Radler. I think the distance was around 1,400 yards. So she did a pretty good job, having never shot anything, any rifle that large or to that distance. And I should point out, when I said it was a miserable experience of being out there, it's because of the wind. It was unrelenting that day. It was cold. In fact, it was that week had the lowest recorded temperature for that week in Las Vegas in like over 10 years. But the wind was didn't stop all day, and it was like this. Yeah, so that's the reason why it was not the best day to be out there in the desert without having any kind of cover. Yeah, it was, yeah, not too pleasant. And I never thought I would say that I missed having it rain like it did the last two range days, but at least when it rained part of the day in the previous range days, it kept the dust and sand down, because the dust and the sand was just flying along with that wind all the entire time. So you got dust in your eyes, all your gear, camera gear does not like dust and sand. Yeah, so that was the main unpleasant thing about being there for range day. All right, so since we saw some of the video thumbnails, this is the part of the show where I ask for your help in coming up with an idea for a headline for an upcoming video. In this case, it's going to be the second video from the Discovery Optics booth visit, where I take a look at their new MOA version of the EDPRS 5-25 scope, which here we have another YouTuber out there. This is Gun-Toting Minnesotan, and he's holding the rifle. The rifle scope in question, which is the MOA version. So, any thoughts on a good headline for this, other than EDPRS 5-25 by 56, which is probably what I'm going to end up going with, unless you guys have a better idea for that. So if you have ideas, please post them in the side comments. I see a few more folks have joined in, along with some There's a comment from Abigail. Who pissed off Thor? Yeah. Is there, is it Thor or is there a wind god on there? It was, yeah, a very windy day. And well, I'll wait for some comments and suggestions for a headline. I'll move on with a clue for the brand that we are giving away. These Palm PSA, Palmetto State Armory SHOT Show commemorative decals. So the brand name, this company is the largest non-US ammo manufacturer in the Western Hemisphere. So that is the clue to this brand. So if you know who this brand is, put in hashtag name of the brand, whatever that word in the chat. And if not, I'll just go with for the thumbnail for this. I'll just go with the Discovery Optics EDPRS. It probably seems. And so for this episode, we're going to skip the usual word of the day or word of the week and just talk about SHOT Show. And for that, I'd like to bring in my special guests for this episode. My crew, or at least some of my crew that came out to help me film and check out all of the new things at SHOT Show. So in no particular order, I'm going to bring them in here. We have Para. Are you there, Para? I don't know if I got you on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So we got Para, and Para is my security consultant as well for the show, but he also helps find interesting things to draw my attention to and to film in my booth visits. We also have, joining the show, we have Ian, who's also my co-producer for my big airsoft events in Pennsylvania every year.
How's it going?
Good. A little throat could be a little better. How are you doing?
Much better. Yeah, my throat's relatively healed up, but like I was telling the rest of the crew, I injured my hamstring somehow during the 20 plus miles of walking we did indoors. So,
yeah.
I'm out of shape. I was not prepared.
We did warn you, but yeah, it is physically challenging to be walking that many steps for sure. And we have also joining us tonight is Vendetta. How are you?
Hey, Moondog.
And I'm not blaming you, but I hope you're feeling better after getting the shot so sick first.
I guess I'm getting over it. At least I could talk. I mean, and not cough on. Well, I guess I coughed on you. I guess at some point.
Oh, and Ian showed up with a cough to SHOT Show. So I definitely did. We didn't get it from him because he was coughing the entire time he was there. Yeah. But we didn't get sick until we got back.
Yeah.
There are people who are coughing in the plane. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did, but yeah.
I don't know.
So that's why I think that we got it from somebody on the plane.
I mean, that's always going to happen from something where you got 100,000 people in an enclosed space. Somebody's going to get sick.
Yeah, there we go. Cyclops Joe even says is joining us. I gotten sick every time I go to SHOT Show. So there's yet another reason why you don't want to go to SHOT Show. I totally understand.
That's a first for everybody,
Sometimes I couldn't quite tell because my voice had started already getting hoarse after talking to people 5 days in a row, and I'm doing a lot of yelling because it's so noisy in there. So sometimes I can't really tell because my throat's already raw by Wednesday or Thursday. And let's go around. I'll ask. So, how was your SHOT Show experience, Para?
Oh, it was great. It was It was the same as last year, except I think I took a extra 15,000 steps this year.
Yeah. Did now? Did you have a fitness tracker?
Just the one on my phone.
And it's saying you got 15,000 steps a day, or is it?
Yeah, roughly 15,000 or more.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that translates in miles wise, but yeah, that's the kind of that's the kind of mileage we put on every day just to get all the content. So, um, working in my crew really is work.
Yes, it is. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. And also I was switching shoes every day, so
How many shoes did you bring?
3 pair.
Oh, that's good. I wish I had enough room in my luggage to bring that many pairs of shoes.
I told you Southwest is the way to go.
I think I'll go. I'll take up your advice next time.
Yeah. 2 free check bags.
So Abigail says, I use honey and lemon juice to cut my throat. It helps me not have a sore throat after doing vocals. Yeah. I think fortunately they do supply fresh. Oh, so they supply honey over at the media room. I should have availed myself of that every morning. That was trying to keep my keto diet. So I don't know if that actually works with that.
They had lemon in there too.
Yeah.
Some
So
like herbal stuff. So it was
and
great.
tea, like your selection, a good selection of teas.
Mhm.
So Michael Dunn says 2,000 steps is a mile. So that's 7 miles every day, or 7.5. So Ian, how was? I mean, you got an injured hamstring.
Yeah, right. Other than the before mentioned, it was my first event, so I went into it open minded, and I had a great time. I enjoyed pretty much every minute of it, and by the end of Thursday morning, when I just physically just couldn't keep up anymore. Up until then, I was good. I was enjoying kind of just traipsing around, doing all the different things and seeing as much as we could. We're going to talk about obviously, but what we focused on for the interviews and the reviews. I saw some interesting stuff. Saw some stuff that was kind of the same at a lot of the different booths. Kind of a lot of the same kind of things. But yeah, the unique stuff that we did stumble across made it a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it. And it was my first time in Vegas, first time at SHOT Show. So
Oh
the
yeah,
experience was worth it.
that's definitely worth going to if you've never been to Vegas before. So with that in mind, what did you think of your first time in Vegas? Was it everything that you thought it was going to be?
Well, no, I thought it was going to be warmer. Now we know it was the coldest winter they've had on record. But I mean, bits and parts of it. We didn't really partake ourselves of too much of the classic Vegas nightlife. As a crew, we got out there, we did stuff, and it was great. But I don't think I missed out on anything.
Did you have the energy to if you did? I mean, like to go see a show or
I had to abandon the guys one night because I just couldn't hack it. But the nights we did go out, it was great. Some of the best times I've had in a while. So yeah, it was 100% worth it. Definitely going to do it again.
Oh, good, very good.
Oh, Hangover Part 2, huh?
Well, yeah. With more shoes. So
I highly recommend bringing a nice pair of cushy slippers to wear after the show.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Now, but most people don't realize that that it gets really cold in the desert at night. So even, I mean, aside from the summers where it goes from 110 to 98, but in the wintertime it gets really cold. So, oh, and we've got one other crew member joining us. Scooty, how are you?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Well, thanks for joining us. Scooty is one of my is usually tasked with being one of the second camera guys on the show, and we were going around and asking everybody what how you feeling after the show, and what did you think of the show overall?
Um, I thought it was nice. I thought it was good. I got to some other areas that I hadn't previously been to in the past years. Being the fifth floor. Um, yeah, I got to a lot of other areas. I did notice some empty spaces. A lot of empty spaces. A lot of companies didn't return, or I'm not sure what their reasoning was, but yeah, I did notice that. Uh, of course, there was range day, which was pretty windy. It was different. Yeah, it was enjoyable, but it was
Or I'll
definitely
bring that up again. I don't know if you caught that earlier, but go ahead. Yeah, I was just saying
that
that's how it was all day.
all day. Like I was telling a lot of people that I arrived with black pants and left with gray. So yeah, so I pretty much felt like Pigpen from Charlie Brown. But I still enjoyed myself. Still enjoyed myself.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm gonna ask everybody to go around, and I think I'm gonna put you on mute for a second here, Scooty, just because we're picking up some of the background. But so when you come in, just unmute yourself. But I'm gonna go around and ask everybody for their picks on what are the most interesting things that they saw at SHOT. So let's start with let me see. I think I've queued up a couple of things here. I'm just going to just forward here and see who I've got. Oh, okay, Ian, I've got your pick that you sent me.
Right.
So
Yeah,
let me.
my pick for, I guess we'll call it new, because now that I think about it, I actually have a second answer. My pick for new tech was definitely the recording thermal optic from Athlon. Just watching that in practice was probably, granted, I'm not really in this whole same world, so I don't see a lot of optics on the regular, but the clarity and the I don't know what to call it, just looking through that thermal and even looking at their streamed video from it, I could make out facial features of people, 100 yards away, and I'd never seen that before in a thermal. I'd only seen vague outlines of, well, what could be a person, what could be an animal, kind of thing. But to be able to actually look through that and see people's mouths move and see eye movement was like, wow, I didn't even know this is something you could do. Obviously that's going to be a pretty high price point for something like that, but for hunters who require a thing like that, I can't see why you wouldn't jump to that kind of product. Interesting. And I talked about it a few times with everybody in the crew. Seeing a display of an old M250 cal, a Mark 19 grenade launcher, and a single barrel Dushka was probably the coolest thing I'd seen in a long time.
Excuse me. Now, well, other thing about the Kronos was, if I heard him correctly, this was going to be coming in. The one he's holding is going to be coming in at under $700, which is for thermals kind of unheard of, other than like maybe some rando questionable thermal that you see on Temu.
Yeah, the one he's holding is not the one that was actually mounted. It's the one over his
Shoulder.
right shoulder there. That's the one that actually has direct video out, Bluetooth out, audio capabilities. The thing's a beast. So
quite,
and it's got a rangefinder on it. So it's like if you could pull the trigger for you, you wouldn't even have to be there. So
well, with the drone technology we're seeing, it's not too far away.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool piece and really nice display of of how they did it, and yeah, I enjoyed that booth.
Cool. So let me switch over to our next pick. I think Para, this was one of your picks.
Yeah. The Magsmith guy. Yeah.
Oh, Magsmith. Okay, sorry. This one.
Yeah. Yeah. That
You
I generally like because it made loading mags. It's going to make loading mags a lot easier. You can actually get it done real quick.
pretty much
Uh,
one go.
yeah.
Just
You load up your rounds and you press down on the plunger, and they all go in at one time. So
yeah, if you're going to be doing any sort of training, especially if you're going to be going to a training weekend, having to reload your mags can be kind of tedious when you have to go through. If you are going to be carrying like more than 3 mags at a time, and then you have to reload for each training session. Yeah, it gets old really fast. So having something like this is certainly is a game changer. Now, you also sent a link to this. What was the ammo stocks?
I didn't sing that one.
Oh, who
I
sent
don't
that
think
one?
so. I think that was Scoop.
Scoot, you want to chime in here? Here, I'm going to unmute you if you can't find the mute button there. Hey, Scoot, can you hear us? Say something. We can hear you if you say something, but I can't see if you're saying anything. Yeah. Did you send that link for the ammo stacks?
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was trying to go to earpiece, but when I put it on, I couldn't hear you guys. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah. Were you asking me about any of the products that I was kind of
Yeah,
interested in that struck a chord?
Yeah, like the ammo stacks. Did you send that link to that video?
The ammo stacks, I did not send those, but I did like them because I'm familiar with the product. It's a very simple design, and it reloads. It pretty much you can just dump them in there, just dump a handful in, and you pretty much just shake it, and it preloads your cases. All right, and even if it comes in upside down, once you take the top portion off, you're able to just pick it up because it stands the bullets that are not dropping into place. You can just pick them up, turn them over, and drop them right back in. And it holds 50. And then there's a carrier case, if you see up here in the top left corner, that holds pretty much, you just slide that into that case, that travel bag. It can go into your ammo bag or what have you. And you're pretty much able to carry, I would say I think it was about 300 or 350 rounds. That's how many that holds. And it's pretty easy to just if you buy ammo by bulk, that's a help. That's a plus because you're able to just throw them in and then you're able to transport them pretty easy. So that one I pretty much saw, and I thought that was a pretty cool design. That was really nice.
Indeed. Now, was there anything else that you thought was even more cool?
Oh yes. I had the what do they call the lock sack? It's the lock sacks. I thought this was pretty interesting. I went back and forth because I kind of look for practicality for myself as well. So, be it at the range, be it traveling or so on, this product is pretty much a waterproof case, and it's like a super thick Ziploc bag, and you can put. It comes in either phone size, tablet size, MacBook size. Something large enough for a laptop, as well as they had it for rifle size, which was really awesome.
Dang.
It was pretty long. Yeah, and it's sealable and it stayed submerged. I'm not sure if you got the picture I sent pretty earlier. It can stay submerged for hours. The owner told me that they had someone contact them back who went scuba diving and they lost their cell phone and wallet, credit cards, and things in it. It dropped to the bottom of the ocean. It was recovered 10 months later,
Oh gosh.
and they were pulled out and everything worked properly. So for someone who goes snorkeling and scuba diving, this is pretty awesome. And it's called a lock sack. Yeah, so that's one of the other items that I enjoyed thoroughly, and they gave me quite a few of them. I
That's
will be
great.
putting it to use. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to hand it over to Vendetta here. Talk about this one.
Oh, yeah, the Hilux. Yeah, well, I told them about actually last year too, when they let me hold them. Um, not the scopes themselves, but the vintage firearms they're quite heavy in themselves. Starting from the lightest, from the bottom, I say lightest, but you know, uh, take it as it is, to the heaviest being on top. So, being some, I just realized I think I just need to do more weightlifting
No, those
before I
were
get to
not
next year.
heavy. Those were very, very heavy.
Those were heavy, but I have a goal now. So, but I have to say that maybe I just like them because they're just
Well,
you
they're
know,
beautiful.
they're well, yeah, they're just looking at them in itself, and they they people use them back in the day, and so what is it? Yeah, you like see them in movies and stuff like that. So it's just like, oh, that's cool. Um, yeah, that's that's my one of my picks, and I can tell you the other one that I thought was really interesting and strange. Keltex PLR 22. Okay, so I couldn't remember the name of it when I was here. You know, when you get kind of like brain farts when you're going through getting over a cold and as such. But finally, it's like I kept asking Moondog. I'm like, okay, it just kind of looks like this, and it looks pretty sci-fi. And I was saying, well, Keltec does it. And it's like, oh yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, it just looks really out there to me. Now here's another question. When I was looking it up, and I would like had to go onto the website on Keltec itself. Okay, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Pistol, long range. Can you explain to me what pleasure is? I don't know. You could do whatever you want on your own time, privately, but it's just
Yeah,
like,
I don't. I
what the heck?
I gotta ask the guys at Caltech, what exactly are they trying to say here? So the PLR 22 for it's a pistol, long range, and pleasure. So I don't know what that means.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, you
That
guys
sounds
could
about
go.
right.
You guys should
G,
go to
did
the
you shoot
website.
that? G, did you shoot that at range day?
I don't think I did.
Okay. I'm not sure. I know you shot a 22, but I'm not sure if it was that one. Or it might have had a stock. It might have had a rear stock.
There's one that's very similar to it. PLR 16, I think, or but they would usually show the new stuff. I'm not sure if that is the new one. So yeah, just it looks really sci-fi to me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I did have another. I did have another item.
Mhm.
That let me see if I can remember what it was. It was a composite knife. Pretty much, it was non-metallic. I'm not sure if I sent that one to you, Moondog. It was made by Stroop, and it's called the Ultralight One Piece Black Fixed Blade, and it's very very light, and it's non-metallic. It's a non-metallic item, and I liked it just because when I travel, unfortunately, you go overseas, you're not bringing any firearms with you. And just being a New Yorker, I like to have some kind of item to possibly protect myself because I go on excursions and you're in the woods and you're places where there's no cell service or anything like that. So, yeah, that's an item I thought was pretty nice, pretty cool, and it wasn't expensive either, and it was very light. And it looks almost like a kind of like the tip of a spear,
Yeah, I
but
think
it's
you sent a text to that, and
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if they can if my camera gets it.
here, let me bring you
Yeah,
up full screen here.
right. So that would be the item, and it was lightweight, super lightweight, very sturdy, and still very sharp. And it was a kind of a kydex material. Yeah, and I thought that was awesome for those of us who travel but still like to have something like I keep a flashlight, I keep some kind of personal defense weapon, be it a personal defense pin or anything like that. So that comes in handy.
Now, with all the changes in PSA,
Mm-hmm.
they still may not let you travel with that. One of the annoying things that I experienced in the security line coming back was because they're using that whole body scanner now, is that I previously purchased an all polymer belt just so I wouldn't have to take it off, and it wouldn't set off the metal detectors anymore. But it would come up in the whole body scanner, and they wouldn't let me. I had to take it off and go through. So that totally negated any of the benefits of having an all polymer belt because they wanted that off of me. So yeah. I don't know if they'll let you travel with that Kydex knife or not, but I guess it's worth a try. Hopefully, it won't be too expensive if they have to confiscate it. Oh, hold on, let me unmute you.
Yeah, actually, this one will be going under the plane, so it's not like I'm gonna be wearing it going through the detectors. And this will be in my stored luggage, my packed luggage going underneath the plane. So yeah, it's because if I'm going that far, most likely I'm not doing the carry on. I'm doing something larger. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, that'll work. All right, so I guess it's my turn here to share some stuff with everybody. What I thought the two most interesting things that I saw at SHOT Show, one was the at the Arkin booth, and if for those of you who don't know, Arkin has spun off a rifle company, rifle and barrel company called Outlier, and they debuted their new micro action rifle. And for those of you who are maybe into doing long range bolt action, there's mini action rifles. Those are the ones where they have ejection ports on either side that go through the receiver, so that you can load or unload your round from either side of the receiver. Well, this takes that to an even greater degree. If you see in the photo here, the sort of brown part of the receiver chassis system here that you're seeing here with the white Outlier logo, that is the entire receiver. That is how small it is. So technically, that's the only part that has a serial number. So their idea is that they would you achieve the rigidity using their chassis, which you bolt down at the bottom, the barrel is bolted to the chassis, and then all of that is put together, connected to the receiver with a bolt running through it via the chassis and the Picatinny rail on top. So it is super lightweight, and they this along with the backdraft suppressor barrel that's attached to this, where the entire barrel sleeve, if you've seen probably aftermarket long range barrels that have a carbon fiber sleeve to it. Well, in this case, they've designed the sleeve to actually be most of the suppressor, most of the baffling chamber of the suppressor. So You do have to screw in a can that is serialized, but that can sits on the very front and is pretty short. And all it does, that can in the front, is just channel the air, exiting gases into the sleeve. So that the whole thing won the most innovative rifle award at SHOT Show. So I thought that was really interesting. And the other thing that I thought was interesting is this is at the PSA booth. This is their Saber Lancer, and yes, that is not a Barrett 50 cal below him there. That is their rifle, the Saber Lancer. It's one of their concept rifles. They're making basically a clone Barrett. So they have no information as to how much it's going to cost, but instead of spending, I'm sure it's going to be far less than the $14,000-$15,000 it costs to buy a Barrett. So it certainly caught my attention. And unfortunately, they would not take it out of the display case for me to get a closer look at it. But yeah, that was pretty interesting and unexpected. So again, as I said with the previous two other concept firearms that PSA that I made videos of this just the last week, you can vote on all of these on their website, and whichever, I think the top three that get the most votes. They had a bunch of firearms. They had a shotgun, a bolt gun, the new Jackal there, and I'm forgetting what some of the other firearms they had. So you get to vote. The top three will they'll develop into production models. So the X5.7 was one of the ones that was voted on last year. So that's going into production soon. It's here from Tim Mooney says, I heard PSA 50 would run around $2,000. I wouldn't doubt it. That's, you probably heard pretty close. And Pick wanted to comment on the previous image of the Arkin outlier. Yeah, Arkin's branching out. They're getting into things other than scopes. It's funny. I thought the next thing they would get into would be red dots, but nope, they got into a rifle. So we are getting towards the end of our show here, and I wanted to bring in some details of our contests that we have, and I think I've touched on this earlier. This month, I'll be giving away some of the swag that I brought back from SHOT Show, so you have a chance to win this on my website. Go to moondogindustries.com/contest for general details, and I will post up right now a link to the logo quiz. So for this month's contest, and all you have to do is subscribe to my new travel channel, Moondog Go, and send a screenshot that you have.
You giving up the SAR bag?
Yeah, giving up one of the SAR bags I have, and I've also signed this, so it is officially my bag, because this was my bag that I brought, that I used around the show. I even put my Moondog signature up on there. So what do we got here? We got Kiesler police lens cleaning cloth. We got Lucas Oil keychain. We got stickers from Monstrum Tactical. We got a baseball cap from Aguila. We got a Ranger bracelet from Wee Eyes. Lots of patches. A chamber flags from Discovery Optics. So yeah, you get a bunch of stuff here. Whatever I can squeeze into a priority mailing box, and that will go through U.S. Postal without any issues. You can win it. All you have to do is enter the contest. And I've posted up a link there for a chance to win SHOT Show swag. And of course, you could also win by sending a screenshot of your answers to the logo quiz that I have at Moondog Go. So you can find a link to that in that link that I posted. And final clue for our PSA SHOT Show's decal giveaway This brand is the Spanish word for eagle. So if you know your Espanol, you should be able to figure this out. So get in your hashtag now. And let me just check the the giveaway page. Uh-oh. There was an error. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. That's good. Okay. It may not have recorded everybody's entries. So if you have entered the answer, re-enter it now. I'm sorry. I just checked the automated selection page for that, and it came up with an error, so I had to refresh it. So if you don't mind, folks, if you want to be entered in the contest, I'm going to be giving away five. I'm going to be 5 winners, and you know what? I'll even include. I've got a bunch of these, so I'll include every winner will get more than one. So I'm gonna pick 5 winners today. So get your entries in, and you can get a Palmetto State Armory official SHOT Show 2025 decal. And you don't have to be in the U.S. It can be anywhere in the world. I'll send it in a airmail letter to you. So type in the hashtag and the name. All right. And let's see. I will be bringing this up. Last chance to get those entries in. And I've got, just make sure that if you have put your entries in earlier in the chat, just do it again one more time, because the software didn't quite pick up everybody's. Because right now I'm only seeing 4, and I know I got more than 4 entries. Okay, there we got 5 at least. Daniel, I don't believe that is the correct word, or at least you typoed it. So you may want to just double check that. And I think Motac also typed it in, mistyped the name with a little bit of one of the letters was off. So I just want to let you heads up there, Missouri Tactical. I'm just looking through all of the entries to see if there's any typos. And Vadim, you got to have a capital letter in the front. All right, we're going to draw this now. Okay. Anybody want to give a countdown before we do the drawing? Oh,
Not really.
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm gonna mute you, Para, just because of the noise backer. Oh, by the way, I wanted to, while we're waiting for everybody to get their entries in, I wanted to share one video from SHOT Show. You might recognize this individual.
Hey, Moondog here. We are SHOT Show 2025 at the Primary Arms.
Don't believe anything this man says about these products or anything.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe for both of us.
Thank you, guys.
Moondog out.
So yeah, that was Garan Thumb. He was over at the booth and did a little video bomb for me. So there we go. All right, so Michael Dunn said 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna go to the giveaway tool and we're gonna do the drawing. So basically, looks like I gotta share this. Duh. Sorry, my bad. Oh, okay. There we go. I just managed to get it up, get the screen up. And Hillbilly is the first winner. And let me just grab a pen here because I have to note who's won. Hillbilly. All right, we're going to do 5. So if you haven't gotten your entry in, get it in now. Okay, we're going to draw again. Abigail. Congratulations, Abigail. And our next winner is going to be Michael Dunn. And we got Pick, Ryan, Matthew, and our final winner is going to be Vadim because he's the only person left, and it won't let me actually draw the next winner. So, thanks everybody for entering, and I will send you. You got to send me an email with your mail to address, and let me put up my email here. Send me an email to Vadim. Make sure that you send this to me because I will recognize you as a winner. So make sure you send an email to me at moondogairsoft@gmail.com. And again, here's the link to the SHOT Show swag giveaway that I'll be posting up now. So make sure that you guys copy and paste this from the chat while it's still up. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to Moondog Go, which is my travel channel. Yeah, so Vadim, if you'd like to pick it up, you could even meet me over at the range if you'd like. Happy to do that. There's the Coyote Point Range where I RSO. And let's see. Of course, while you're at it, subscribe to my other channels. All right, before we go, I just want to thank all of my guests today. Starting, we'll just go around and feel free to plug whatever you're doing or you're up to. Dealing with an emergency at work. He might be having to chase down somebody who escaped. We'll find out in a moment. Let me just go over to Ian. Ian, what's up with you?
Nothing to really comment about at this moment. We got stuff on the fire. I've got some marching orders from some of our colleagues on stuff I need to do in the next couple weeks, month or so. And yeah, just like I said, I was glad to be there. I was happy to help, and thanks for the opportunity to be out there with you guys.
Great. Thank you. And for those of you who don't know, go to evic.com and check out information about Operation Bad Blood. They have information from last year, and we will have the event information up soon. And Ian's working on that right now. Right. But you'll get an opportunity to come meet us and play a great 3 days, really. Not just 1 day, but really 3 days of airsoft. And then you're helping to raise money for oh gosh, I'm forgetting their name, but they used to be called the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Everybody knows them as that, but last year they rebranded themselves. Breakthrough T1D, I believe, is the new brand name for the charity and research organization. But you may know them as the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, and they're one of the largest diabetes fundraisers for medical research, helping to find a cure for type 1 diabetes. All right, Scooty, you're up next. What do you got working? What are you working on?
Well, I am actually divvying up swag.
Oh,
yeah, trying to see who's getting what and so on, as well as I'm getting ready for the Knicks game. Woohoo! New York Knicks fan.
Who's playing?
The Knicks are playing Denver.
All right.
Yeah.
Go Knicks.
Basketball. All right.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, and also for joining the crew at SHOT Show this year.
Always. Thanks for having me, brother.
And Vendetta, you might have to be closing this one out if Perrig doesn't unmute himself soon.
What am I up to?
Yeah.
What other than bugging you about what the heck we're doing later on? I'm back to getting some work done and nagging you about driving me over to Costco. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's all good. for, and for those of you who don't realize this, um, she is Mrs. Moondog. So, all right, folks. Para, there you're back.
Yeah,
So what do you got
yeah.
up? What do you got? What are you working on? What do you got cooked up? Any plans? Anything you'd like to plug?
Just this 12-hour shift that I have to do so I can afford to go to SHOT Show next year.
Okay.
Some of your eyes, whatever.
All
Just for
right.
that, I'm staying in Circus again.
Yeah, this is probably why we're all sick. All right, folks.
That's all.
Thanks for joining us. And I think we all can not recommend staying at Circus next year, even though if we end up going there. But I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today, and I'd like to thank all of you guys for watching. And we'll be seeing you again. Tune in next week, same time, roundabouts. If I have to shift it, I might put a poll up to see if folks would rather watch this an hour, tune in an hour later or not, and depending on who my guest is. But you'll see. Keep your calendars clean, and we'll see you. We'll see you in about a week.
All right, later,
Anyway, all right, everybody. You be safe out there. God bless, and we'll see you next week. Moondog
All right.
and everybody else on the Moondog team, we're out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.